Hi, this is Tablet Store UK and we're going to take a look around the WinSlate MD, our new 7-inch capacitive ruggedized Windows tablet. It has an IP65 rating and the new 3rd generation Atom N2600 CPU, so it's a pretty nifty platform. The screen is 1024 by 600 with a 500 nits brightness output, and the bezel around the screen has a light sensor embedded in it, so the screen brightness does adjust to the ambient brightness. So for example, if I just take a torch and shine it about here, you should notice the brightness ramp up a little bit on the screen. There we go. Likewise, if I cover that area and make it dark, you see the brightness go down. Let's take a look around the outside first of all. So the device is quite light at only 700 grams without the secondary battery, about a kilo with the secondary battery, which is fitted on the rear side here, and we'll take a look at that first of all. So the rear battery simply slides in and out of position like that, and the port for the battery to go into there, which is an obvious gap in the design, that is covered, if you're not using the secondary battery, by this rubber covering here, which can clip onto the battery for safe stowing, or to be perfectly honest, I think you're better off not taking that out with you. So if you're only using a single battery, that port is covered there. If you're using the secondary battery, that just lines up, clips into place, and then there is a locking screw at the top there. The internal battery is about 2300 milliamps, and the secondary battery here is over 5000 milliamp hours, so it's really the secondary battery that will give you the long all-day battery running time that you require. At the top of the device is the rear camera and flash, and you'll see lanyard points here, top and bottom, and that's for the hand strap accessory to fold into. On the top of the device and embedded into the rubber there is the power on switch. On the right of the device there's no connectivity, but there are fixing point mounting screws. Nothing on the bottom of the device, and on the left, or the bottom if you're in landscape, is your pogo pin connector for the docking station and the single port cover behind which is your connectivity. So we have there a DC power in, a combined headphone microphone 3.5mm, so 3-band jack for audio connections, a welcome full-size USB, and slots for micro SD card and SIM card. And then embedded into the rubber there are plus and minus buttons, which are for volume and for other controls on the device, which I'll show you in a moment. So you notice we've got these control buttons along the either right edge or in portrait the bottom edge of the device. The first button is a start button. That would be slightly more useful in Windows 8 to take you back to the start screen and then to your to switch back to your active application. The next two buttons are effectively your function buttons, function 1 and function 2. On function 1 it brings up the utilities app, where you can also program the function 2 action, and also what a long press for F1 and F2 will do. So you can see there we've got quick access to screen rotation, the camera app, on-screen keyboard, and then you can program the behaviour of the other buttons there. So for example, I've programmed F2 to act as a camera, so if we press that button, that will load the camera app. The final button there is your utilities menu, which goes through brightness, which can be controlled either on screen. There's also the auto setting, which is currently ticked, but you can turn that off. It can also be controlled via the buttons at the bottom, so you see you can increase and decrease that with the plus or minus buttons if you prefer. You've then got an indication of battery status, main internal and secondary external battery. Quick access to wireless radio on and off is the other function on that menu. Currently the device is running Windows 7 Professional, but it will run any version of Windows 7, including embedded 7 Standard, as well as Windows XP and Windows 8 will all run on this device without any problem. Standard, the base configuration currently is the N2600 CPU, 2GB of RAM and 32GB SSD. The device also has GPS as standard. The touchscreen, you'll notice, has 5 touch points, which means that you can do this, although I don't think anyone will find any good use for that. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are standard on the device, as is GPS, and 3G is an available option. Accessories for the device include a docking station, which is mountable in vehicle, which is a lockable dock that provides extended input and output options. There's also a hand strap for the device and an external charger for the secondary battery, so you can charge that secondary battery without the use of the tablet if you want to charge up more batteries to take out for a very long day's use. Thanks for watching. For more information and pricing, head to tabletstoreuk.com.